YouTube family. What's good with just your boy 2A-N-LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes, it's just my personal opinion. You shouldn't take it as fact. You shouldn't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in, join the congregation by tapping that subscribe button and requesting all notifications so you can get all of this hotness, all right? And if you're an existing supporter of the channel, fam, I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine, all right? Let's get this episode rolling. So look, fam, I'm out in the whip. And you guys know, I said it once, I said it 100 times. If you see me out of the studio, it's for one or two things. Either I'm going to pick up a pickup, or there is something special that is going to transpire. And today it is the latter. We are headed out to what I'm going to say is a unicorn. We're heading out to a gun manufacturer right here in the state of California. What? I know, right? You do not hear about that kind of stuff very often, but we are headed to Syndicus Defense Corp. And if you guys haven't heard of Syndicus Defense Corp, they make really, really good AK-47s. And so, you know, we're going to get an opportunity today to sit down, tour the facility, talk to the owners and the team, and learn more about not only their products and services, but learn a lot more about the AK platform for those who don't have AKs or aren't familiar with the platform. So sit back, relax, and enjoy what I am sure is going to be a very entertaining episode with Syndicus Defense Corp. Alright, fam, we are here at Syndicus Defense Corp. Look, fam, I'm going to take you guys in. I'm going to show you around. Syndicus is so much more than just a gun manufacturer. They have training, they have shoot houses, they do drones, they do obviously the gun manufacturing side, and we're going to give you some of all of that today. And rest assured, we'll be doing a lot more with Syndicus in the future. Alright, come on in, let's check it out.
Well, that's a tricky one. A lot of it has to do with my partner Albert. Him and I both started this together. Albert is a very, very unique and smart individual. And when it comes to AKs in particular, I don't trust anybody else. He knows exactly what he's doing. He takes the time to do his research. He goes above and beyond his research. And I say this with all due respect, he becomes autistic. He immerses himself in what he does, and he's damn good at it. There's no one better. And with his vision of building and my vision of business and understanding where we wanted to go, we started a conversation about 3.5 years ago of building AKs. So we both sat down, we both talked about it. I was like, hey, I have a shed at my house here in Orange County, California. Let's pull the FFL there that you already have. Let's start getting to work. So I finished building that. We started buying tools and machines. We started growing, went from the shed to the living room to the dining room to the kitchen. And we realized, okay, like this is amazing. Our branding is working, our name's working. We're getting in touch with the community. It's time to move out. So we ended up coming here. I worked on the office, Albert worked on the warehouse, Will and Alan and a couple other family members came to help us out here, which we were truly blessed and humbled. And we started growing from there. And quite frankly, it's been kind of surreal because it's California. Everyone's leaving the state, one. Two, if you're a manufacturer, they're leaving as well. Our gun laws and our gun restrictions are so harsh that it makes it really difficult. We have to make it compliant. We have to have a fixed pistol grip, so you can't wrap your thumb around it so it doesn't look scary, which we all know, right? We got to work around all these hurdles, and we continue to work around these hurdles, from ATF coming in here a lot, DOJ making their visits, trying to stick by every rule they implement so that we don't get our FFL taken away. So it's not the easiest road, but with our team, with our owners, we picked up some new owners that are part of our company. It's been a challenge, but it's nothing that we can't overcome. And if we don't stay and fight, then we're not holding true to our values, right? So our values is for the American people. Well, right now, we're focusing on Californians. California has been the one state to have the most purchase of firearms in the last 3 years. And we know that, so why leave? If we leave, morale starts going down, people start getting frustrated, and we don't want that. So our journey's been long and short, surreal, a blur. It's been humbling, it's been super fun. We've had some headaches, but all in all, we're still here and we're still pushing, and we're trying to grow not only our brand, our product, but what we're trying to do in the community. We're trying to really excel and be that high-end quality company that is going to give you exactly what you want. Simple. Every store that you go into, you see an AR-15. And people don't understand or know what an AK is. Their common perception is, oh, that's the bad guy gun. Well, yeah, on TVs it is. You know, overseas it's the most commonly used weapon. It's the most reliable weapon. Is it harder to build? Absolutely. This thing cannot be built with just a couple parts kits and put it together and you're good to go. No, you have to have a skill set, you have to learn, you have to have specific tools, and you have to be dedicated to finish the build because it's not easy. And we chose this for those very reasons. We want to show the reliability, we want to show what other platforms there are out there. This is the next platform out in other countries. And it's been around for years, decades. But not here. Over here, we're stuck on the AR platform, and I think, quite frankly, all of us do. It's getting a little bit monotonous. It's boring, and we want to change it up. And we want to show with our Gen 3s that are coming out how reliable and how powerful these guns are, and can compare, if not surpass, an AR at some point, based on the way we're designing and building them. I would say our quality, our attention to detail, and the fact that we're American made. My phone number is literally on every card, and so is Albert's. We literally pick up the phone for everyone. Is that great business practice? Some may say not, but for us, we want to hear what you guys want. We're not scared to put our gun to the test. We just sent our gun out to AK Quality Control and 1911 Show, who's done us a huge solid and tested out my personal Gen 1 Brown Bear Armor AK, since we're now Syndicus. And he likes the functionality, and to us that's a big respect for us, and we're humbled by it because it proves that our quality control, it proves that our attention to detail, and it proves that our goal is to achieve that high standard quality of what I talked about earlier, about being the Hermes, the YSL, the Gucci, the Lamborghini, the McLaren of weapons, especially in the AK platform.
Hey guys, my name is Albert with Syndicus Defense, COO, head gunsmith, and master cerakoter here. I'm going to take you through the steps that we use to achieve success in our cerakote application. So here we have the wash basin. All of our cerakote items are going to come into our shop. They are going through a degrease process and a rinse and then a hand dry. After that, we're going to go over here to our ovens. And we're going to do a gas out process for about 1 hour. After that, we're moving over here to sandblast. We prep and ready all of our parts. After that, rack them, set them on to our staging area over here. So we have all of our areas set up and assigned for our entire process. We are set up for production, but we do love doing the one-offs that you guys got. Those make us happy. So over here, give you guys a little quick peek at our cerakote booth. To some of you in the spray industry, it may look like a car spraying booth, and it's because it is. So this is a full setup. And it does get a lot brighter in here for the cerakote application, but this is just to show you guys what we got going on. So that's the process, kind of cut down real short. I really appreciate you guys coming to our shop, taking the opportunity for us to get to know you and for you to get to know us. Thank you so much, guys.
Alright, so here we have our cage. This is where we have all our guns. This year at SHOT Show we launched our T47 and our S74. So just so you guys know what those look like. Again, these are all made here in-house. So this is our T47. It's 7.62 by 39. Everything on here is American made. It's a fully California compliant firearm. We actually had a lot of good reviews and a lot of good feedback at SHOT Show. We were at the Metro range. It shoots really well. I think the common theme to this is how super light it is, but more importantly our trigger. Albert spent a lot of time on first gen, second gen, and our third gen working on this trigger. It's about 2 pounds. So this is one. They come in 3 different colors. We use Cerakote Elite for all our guns, and again it's by all our guys that Albert's cross-trained throughout the warehouse. Our next gun that we launched was our S74, which is our 5.45 by 39. So again, this is our S74. We also launched this at SHOT Show at Metro Range Day, 5.45 by 39. Everything's Cerakoted again in-house, but the unique part about this Cerakote, it's actually HIR. So HIR by Cerakote wasn't available till about 1.5 years ago, but specifically for law enforcement and military personnel. But Albert has built such a good relationship with Cerakote that pretty much told us, hey, this stuff is coming out to the civilian market. We want to introduce this to you guys first. And they actually gave him some sample bottles, and he was able to do this digi pattern on this S74. The uniqueness about HIR is that it's virtually invisible under night vision goggles up until you shoot it and the heat comes out of the gun and you're going to see the gun. But again, it's been used on military and law enforcement platforms, and now it's available in the civilian market, and we have it too. So these are our 2 flagship guns that we have this year for Syndicus. So again, our T47 and our S74. Past month, we launched our Gen 3s. We worked really hard. We tried to find unique ways to make this gun lighter, more efficient, more effective, and more operator friendly. And I think we've done that. I'm going to show you 2 of 3, and I'm going to kind of get on the 3rd one that we don't have, that's a little bit classified, that we'll probably have come out a little later on this year, and I think you guys are going to really like that one. This is our Gen 3 AK. Every part on here is American made. We have a great relationship with every piece that's on this gun. From our brake, they're out here in California, that's unrivaled, to Accutech bipods, which is also here in California, JMAC Customs, which is here in the US, Texas Weapon Systems, which is in Texas, Tort Manufacturing, Huntington Beach, again more JMAC, Cop Mag, who was here in California, who is now also in Texas, and MDT for the buttstock, who is out in Colorado. This whole gun was manufactured and put together by Albert, hand built from start to finish. We sent it to each one of these companies to show what we did, and they absolutely love it. This gun has gotten not only a lot of compliments, we've pre-sold a lot of them already, and this isn't out until January. It's actually a really, really, really good build. We've shot it, we put about 60 rounds through it, and we haven't had any issues. And we find it to be one of our flagship models that replaced our previous gun, which was our Grizzly, which was our 1st generation gun. This trigger, I think at this point, it's perfected. I think Albert got it down to 2 pounds. And it's probably the smoothest trigger you'll ever pull. There are some talks that we've been going back and forth on between a 308 and a longer barrel, which I think that might happen. I think that's where Albert's vision is on this one. But either way, I don't mind both. I mean, they're both bitchin' guns, and I think they're gonna make a really, really big impact in the community. So this is the Syndicate. Our second gun, which is our lightest AK that we have, and we probably favor this gun more than anything, is our Hyperion. So this guy is extremely light, and we purposely did this for the operator. Again, back to that previous question we had a little bit ago earlier in this interview, was why does our company and our guns stand out over an AR or over other AK companies? This is it right here. This is what we're trying to accomplish. We're trying to accomplish a super lightweight, extremely reliable, however operator friendly firearm. With that being said, it's something that we really, really pride ourselves in and really, really want to show what we're capable of doing. This gun weighs just under 6.7 pounds as far as it being fully built. This gun weighs just about 6.7 pounds as far as its full construction and build of it. Again, everything's done in-house. It's we use Cerakote Elite on this firearm, and this particular one has about 200 rounds put through it. We're gonna put about 2,000 rounds through it, and then we're gonna send it off to have some independent people test it out. But as far as operational purposes, this is it right here. This is our pride and joy and our flagship. So if you get a chance, come down, check us out, look at this gun in person, you'll fall in love with it. You'll feel the difference in weight and how it operates. But this is it right here. This is our bread and butter, our Gen 3 that is gonna put us on a whole different level here. So lastly, well, I'll talk about it here. We're coming out with a third version for our Gen 3s. That's gonna be our 223-556, and I'm gonna leave it at that because it is classified with what we're doing. But I will tell you this, you won't have to spend extra money on different magazines, and I guarantee you it's gonna be exactly what you've been looking for. So just stay tuned for that in January. We're gonna give a little sneak peek somewhere around October, November, but after that we won't give a full sneak peek till about SHOT Show time. So just make sure you guys keep an eye on that one. Alright, so one thing we wanted to really bring out, and I brought Albert on for this part too, is because it's something that we both find is our expertise here. And when we talked about boutique stuff earlier, this is where we really get down to nitty gritty. We have a couple of guns that we've sold that have been custom made for high value customers. And what I mean by that is these are customers that are coming in looking for specific things. We try to give them some of the bases, and they straight up tell us, hey, no, this is what I want, and this is how I want it to look. So we've been blessed to build some very, very high-end AKs ranging from $15,000 to $25,000, and that's something that we're really, really good at.
Absolutely.
I think Albert, and you can talk about this more, is really good at sitting down with the customer and really understanding their overall view, especially on an AK, because an AK traditionally isn't a high-value gun.
It's for their production was meant for conscript soldiers and mass production and just being pushed out. One of the things we've been very lucky and fortunate to have the ability to do is make connections with people who are also in the industry and who value the same things that we value. So we've taken it upon ourselves to make those contacts and connections with people who can do things like custom wood. I have a master woodsmith here in Anaheim. The guy produces museum quality pieces, and he has no problem hand carving out of really high grade pieces of wood furniture that we may need for an AK. We have gold plating in-house. We have engraving available. We do just about anything that you may want or need to customize your rifle for you to be able to pass on down your family as not just a firearm, but as a collector's piece and as a piece of art in some instances. You know, touching on the 24 karat, that was one of our really fun projects that we had an opportunity to do. Fully plated 24 karat gold, even the butt plate. A lot of pieces on it were really well done, hand engraved. Took us, what, Andy, about 3-4 months, 5 months?
3 or 4 months, and then you even took it to 2 independent jewelers to have the metal tested.
Yes, so again, one of that thing, you know, people, you want to believe it, but you got to see it to believe it. So we went to 2 jewelers who were local to us, and we got it confirmed, this 24 karat gold, and we got it certified. So that's just kind of the steps that we take to really make sure that your high-end piece is high-end.
And just to add to that, another thing that Albert came up with, which is a great idea, is we want you to display your high-end piece as a high-end piece. So one of the good things that we do here is we take the time not only to build your gun, but it's how we display it. Again, Syndicus is all about attention to detail, high quality, and giving the American people what they want. So the big thing that Albert said was, hey, this is great that we're building this gun, but how are we presenting it? And he had such a great idea, and one of the things that we've done is we've created a box. I'll let you talk about that box we created with the lights and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we, coming from the world of entertainment and producing very nice pieces and shows of art, it's more than just a case, right? It's a means to display something beautiful. You want someone to walk in and, oh, shit, what is that? We have it in a way that when you open up the case, and we have to find the pictures. I don't know if we took many.
Yeah. No, we didn't, because he didn't want his gun being shown.
That's right. Which happens, and we do provide that accommodation for our higher end clients. You open the case, and we have LEDs that turn on that shine onto the firearm. And that was a custom made case that looked like a military crate, but it was so much more than that. We had some gold inlay, and it's just a beautiful piece.
We had a plate inside with the customer's name and 1 of 1, and signed by both of us. So we want you guys to know that not only do we do our custom work and our inline house, our main product line, but we also take the time to really dive deep into a full, real, traditional custom build. So we just want to share that with you, let you guys know that's available for you guys, and we'll be more than happy to invite you guys over and set up a meeting if that is something that you desire, whether that's in person, Zoom, or whatever it may be. Okay, so I know we explained a little bit of this before, but now we're here at the shoot house. So I'm going to take you and I'm going to show you what we've designed. David has been a big part as one of my partners here. So what you're going to see is, you're going to see 8 rooms, 6 hallways, a command center. You're going to see how we try to keep that realistic scenario, what it's going to be like in the real world. We're also going to show you some of our proprietary technology where we built actuating targets that work off a heat and motion sensor. And those are used to simulate or use as interactions for bad guys or good guys, depending on what the scenario dictates. These targets help us out. We were able to design them, actually get them built in 2 weeks thanks to David's ingenuity over here. We actually got it going on. So why don't you come on in, we'll take a little tour and I'll show you what we got. So this is the original side of the shoot house. Here you're going to have your main hallways that we use. This particular part of the shoot house is changeable, so as time goes on, so it doesn't get the monotony doesn't stay of keeping one same design for all, because that gets boring. We're able to change the middle, and eventually every so often we're also able to change everything else. But this is the one that changes often, just to change the scenario and the dynamics and the hallways and angles of different things that we are going to encounter. In here, what we did, and I know we talked about earlier about it being a drone facility originally, this is our mess room here. This is a lot of the stuff that we encounter as police officers in the real world. Nothing's ever perfect. What we did to that, we also added an attic on top, and we used that to hide suspects' guns, throw the dogs up there, and originally we used it, it's a maze all in that black area up on top, to fly drones, and it's pitch black up there. So the pilot gets to learn how to maneuver and navigate through dark spaces and understanding his systems or equipment. In this case, his UAS, his drone. And that helps us out a lot in the field too, when we're teaching them if we need to send a drone first, then a dog, and then a human. It saves a lot of liability, and we believe that it's going to save lives in the future for both parties, for the good guy and the bad guy, which is the goal. As we go on, again, everything's interchangeable. We're able to open and close doors to change up the blueprint of the facility. And here you're going to start seeing our actuating targets, which deploy when they're on. They either pop out, up and down. You could turn them on and off individually, so the scenario changes. So you may have this scenario once, but then the next time you come into this room, the scenario may change and these may not activate, or they may activate. It just depends on how we want to go about in the training. They say we change it up, it's not always the same, so you're not always expecting them to turn on or turn off. You never know. We come in through here, the living room. Another little dynamic change here as well. We have another actuating target. So what we have here is another hallway, but originally this is where the first part of the shoot house stopped. We decided to make it bigger. What you're gonna see here is our fog machine. We're able to fog up the whole facility for zero visibility, mimic fires, mimic smoke, whatever we need to, just to, again, change the dynamic, change the scenario of what's going on. We can also make the whole facility go pitch black. So if we do have teams, contractors, law enforcement, SWAT teams that want to use night vision, they're able to do so here. And we're also able to do low light visibility. Again, we're SIMs, UTMs, and airsoft training in here. No live fire, but the concept and the manipulation of the firearm is still the same. So again, here we go into the next part of this building, which is more of a movement side. Still part of the shoot house, but less furniture, just more to practice the basics. Depending on what instructors are here, they use both sides. It just depends on the level of their class. So here we have another hallway, 3 different rooms, again, using the same actuating targets that we have. Again, they're clear, a lot easier to maneuver, again, just to go over basics and whatnot, so that the student understands basic concepts of whatever the instructor's teaching, from movement to CQB, CQB Advanced, and Expert, whatever they deem the class or how they want the class to run and function. So again, this is the newer side that we just went through. But here specifically is where it gets really important for us. When we do training for law enforcement, or we do training for UAS or drones or your Part 107, where we originally started, we use this as a command center. We utilize radios, computers, or monitors to our advantage for flying drones. For doing special operations with SWAT teams or special teams, we try to mimic real world tactics as far as having a command post. Most command posts are not where the situation is evolving. They're usually 2 or 3 miles out. So we try to let them know, hey, use this as your command center. Treat it as such. You're not going to be able to, peek out the door and like, hey, where you guys at? No, you got to use your radios, use whatever type of communication, whatever your policy dictates, whatever your department wants, use it here. Use it to your advantage. We have these monitors. You can hook up a drone, body camera, laptop, so that you can see whatever it needs to be seen as far as your agency or your team. We also have private contractors in here that use it as well. They train and they use it. A lot of our students for drones, especially if they're doing something that's called biblos for drones. It's beyond visual line of sight, meaning you can fly the drone past what you can see. Normally for Part 107, you have to keep the drone in visual sight of where you're standing controlling it. But biblos, a lot of police departments, a lot of private agencies, they'll fly from a room just like this without having to be outside. So they either land on top of the roof or they'll land in a parking lot or a designated spot. They'll be inside a room or building like this and they'll fly as such.
Gotcha.
So this is the extent of our training facility. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys want to come down, definitely check out our website for signing up for classes or contact us directly and we'll be able to facilitate that. Or if you guys want a tour, it's definitely something we invite you guys and want you to explore and check out for yourselves.